This is Danny Flexen here for Seconds Out. Delighted to be joined by Nisse Sauerland, key figure, of course, at Wasserman Boxing. Nisse, how are you doing?
I'm doing very well. Like I told you, I'm getting over a bit of COVID at the moment, but been isolating. And yeah, I'm doing the interview in the car today just because it's the only quiet place near my house. So I've got the kids screaming around.
Good stuff. Well, is it good stuff? I mean, you're trying to relax.
Yeah.
So
when you sleep in a car at night, it's probably not good stuff. But no, we're all good, mate. We're lucky. We're lucky. We're one of the lucky ones.
Glad to hear it. Now, something that hasn't been quite so lucky is, of course, British boxing at the moment. No shows in January, as decreed by the British Boxing Board of Control. Just first of all, what did you make of that decision? I know it's based on the fact that we rely, or the board relies, on NHS workers, and there was a concern that there would be a shortage of those obviously busy on the front line battling COVID.
I mean, look, it's obviously frustrating, but also it's understandable. You know, I think we could have been told, maybe consulted a little bit rather than just have it on a New Year's Day. You get that announcement out of the blue. But yeah, I mean, look, it's understandable, and it is what it is. We have to just move on and you know, we're targeting February 5th. You know, it's frustrating for the fighters because, you know, delaying a week in camp, it's okay to do now. But if it's, you know, you need to peak at the right time as a fighter. Any trainer will tell you that. You know, the 1 week can have a knock-on effect in preparation. I think, bearing in mind it's still 5-6 weeks to the fight, it's okay. But if it was a couple of weeks and we had to move again, so it would be a lot harder for the, you know, it's harder to get the exact time the fighter is going to peak his performance. You know, that's my worry for both of them. So the sooner the better with a targeted date. I believe there's an announcement coming in Wales this week, which, you know, hopefully will be similar to the one of Boris yesterday. But you never know. It seems like a bit of political warfare between all the Wales, Scotland, England. They can't seem to agree on anything. You know, who knows, right? We're not politicians, but it would be nice to just get boxing consistent again.
I agree. And Robert Smith from the Board of Control said yesterday they expect shows to return in February, which is a positive sign. But as you said, there's an issue with the Welsh government specifically because they have, in the last few months, been maybe a little more stringent than Westminster. Is there a contingency plan for you guys in place should the Welsh government extend the issue with restricting big events into February?
Yeah, I mean, of course there's a contingency plan, but we need to wait. I believe it's Friday that they're making the announcement. So main thing is Friday, hopefully they give us an end time of you know, indoor events over, I think it's 200 people starting again, and we'll be all clear. That's our hope. Of course, we can always think on our feet and move the fight to England or whatever else, but it's not easy, especially now with I'm sure a few Welsh events, a few Scottish events are going to be coming across the border until there's more clarity. And anyway, before that, a Saturday night to get an arena in England, it's not easy. It's not easy. It's going to be a jam-packed year. You know, as we see the schedule already for February, it's fully packed. I know that we're going to have a crazy March as well, with a show pretty much every weekend. So the logistics of it are hard. We don't want to end up in Wandsworth Leisure Centre or you know, with this show. We want to have a proper arena, proper crowd. And I love the idea of you know, Chris going to take on Liam in the Dragon's Den.
It's a big selling point of the show, isn't it? That he's, you know, a bit like Nassim Hamed against Steve Robinson. You know, that oppositional, that partisan atmosphere that he'll have to deal with.
Yeah, no, I was actually going to say, yeah, a bit like Nassim Steve Robinson. You're very right there. Yeah, I think that not many fighters would embrace going to an arena with 7,000 screaming Welshmen, Welsh women, Welshmen, Welsh persons, whatever you want to call it these days. I get a bit non-binary, theys, whatever you are, guys, you're all welcome. Girls, guys.
If you Welsh.
Guys and girls, you trip yourself up. Someone's going to cancel me in a minute.
It won't be me.
Yeah. It's just so confusing sometimes. Yeah, no, I don't know many fighters that would go to the the Lion's Den, the Dragon's Den, and embrace it. Really enjoy going there and be up for the fight. Look, we saw it against Yildirim when we had a load of crazy Turkish supporters in Stuttgart. I mean, I've seen fights in crowds over here, but there it was completely mad. It was a different level of these guys were organized. It wasn't like disorganized fight. It was proper kicking off in the crowd. It was a really hostile atmosphere for Eubank, and he loved it. Went and knocked the guy out very quickly. So like I said, I think not many people would thrive on such things, but Eubank Jr is one of them, and I think we're going to see a great performance from him.
From a boxing perspective, if it's only delayed by a week or two, do you think that maybe benefits Williams in that it gives him extra time with the injury, new trainer as well?
Yeah, I mean, that was a bit of a spanner in the works. Our good friend Adam Booth, he did tell us, and he's a good man, Adam, and I think it will be, I think he's a great addition for Liam. He's a great strategist and knows what he's doing. Been on the big stage before, so can only add to Liam's game. I think a 1 week delay will definitely help him get some extra sparring in. I think he was saying his aim was to start sparring, around now, but it looks, listen, you can never tell anything by Instagram or whatever else, but I've seen a couple of posts where he's already sparring, I think, but a week will help him definitely. But it can all go out the window, can't it, within a minute in the ring? So let's see.
And somewhere where boxing is currently going ahead is the US, of course, and we saw at the weekend a good win from Luis Ortiz, who got off the floor a couple of times against the former IBF champion Charles Martin to win their IBF eliminator. What did you make of Ortiz's performance?
I mean, look, you can see the guy's got a good school. Getting knocked down by jabs is never a good look. Yeah, look, he's southpaw with a strong left. Yeah, he's a dangerous fighter.
Now, the IBF then asked his camp, and obviously the camp of Filip Hrgovic, who you guys look after, about proceeding with a final eliminator to become the next mandatory with the IBF for Alexander Usyk. And it seems Ortiz was injured. He injured his hand in the fight with Martin, so isn't interested in pursuing that course. What does that mean for Filip Hrgovic?
That means letters have gone out yesterday to Joseph Parker. Joseph Parker has 3 days to accept the position. I hope he does. I see it as a great fight. I think Joseph Parker is a good fighter, and I think he's almost got his mojo back in his last fight. Lost it for a bit, I feel, after the AJ fight. I don't know why, but I feel like he's got his aggression back. I do believe that Filip will beat him, but I'm sure they believe they'll beat Filip. It's we go in there positive, we go in there confident. I don't think I've ever been so confident about a fighter's ability as I have been about Philips. You know, we've had a frustrating year or so with the IBF calling out the rankings and no one accepting, and for one reason or another. And now I just hope it doesn't happen again. You know, we got Parker, and then let's see if he accepts, and then we go through the list again. You know, we know that Zhang wants it. That'd be a great fight. And yeah, I think the rest are pretty much, you know, they've either got fights or they're injured, or, you know, you can't expect AJ to accept it. You know, I wish he did. I wish he did. It'd be a great fight. Yeah. But you know, he's got his rematch hopefully with Usyk. I can't call him I can't, you know, suddenly call him out for rejecting
AJ ducking Hurgovich headline.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That would be
as much as I'd love that.
Yeah. I might start doing that as a laugh. Could you imagine the reaction on Twitter?
Get like superimposed pictures of Hurgovich at Finchley ABC, you know, looking for Joshua.
Yeah. Where are you?
Brilliant.
Oh, God.
Have the IBF given any indication that if you have an issue getting a co-challenger for the final eliminator, that they'll give Hurgovich a straight shot, like put him in the mandatory position regardless?
They haven't given us anything on that yet. They you know, they I mean, look, they're doing the right thing by giving people 3 days to answer. It's usually a little bit longer than that. I just hope no one pulls a Michael Hunter where they go through the whole process of negotiations, purse bids, us having to pay to bid, or Matt, I think I can't remember who put the bid down, but you know, and then waiting the full 2 weeks with the contract and then pulling out. I just don't. I understand partly why an Ortiz doesn't want to fight Filip. I understand, you know, all these reasons, but don't like tread water deliberately to stop another man earning a living. Yeah, I don't think that's right. Be honourable. Look, there's always fun and games. We're going to call each, you know, someone's running here, someone's running there. Look, I've been on both sides of it. But when I speak seriously, it's like just either sign it or don't. You know, no one's going to force you. No one's going to shove you in that ring to fight. But don't waste time. You know, it's just look, it's just a bad look. It's just a bad look for him.
Parker's working with Matchroom. Hurgovich has worked with Matchroom. In theory, it's an easy fight to make, right?
Look, we all work well together. Parker fights, you know, he's had some great fights. He's a top fighter, and I think, look, Andy Lee's a great trainer. I think it's one of those fights where you wouldn't need to do any trash talking or anything like that. It's a fight between two very good heavyweights, and it's one that, you know, people would want to watch. It's not one where you'd have to flip a table and scream that the other one's mum is doing this or that. I don't know. Maybe I'm going a bit far-fetched, but, you know, it's just, look, it's a fight between two very good heavyweights, and it's a fight that people would want to watch. Stylistically as well, I think, is a good fight. I think they'll gel very nicely. So, yeah.
Great stuff. Now, before I let you go, just one final question. What are the chances that we see a cruiserweight unification fight between Mairis Briedis and Lawrence Okolie in 2022?
I mean, the chances are very good. You know, I think the money needs to be right for everyone. It needs to be built in the correct way. I know that my brother is in touch with Eddie about it. I believe there's a mandatory for Mairis next. I'm not 100% sure on that. You have to ask the ugly brother for that one. No, I think it's a great fight. I think Okolie's another one. I think Okolie could go up to heavyweight and do some damage. I think he's got the size, and you know, pump some, put some weight on and go up there and give it a go. Because look, you're gonna fight at cruiserweight for less money. You might as well go up to heavyweight, you know, and fight these guys. You know, they're not that much bigger than Okolie. If he, I wrote, you know, was he 6'4"?
Yeah,
I think he'd be a great heavyweight. But I'm sure that's in their plans. I'm sure that's in their plans. But look, as far as Briedis is concerned, of course we'll do the fight. Of course. I think Briedis is the best cruiserweight out there, and I think even Okolie would say the same thing. You know, and it's undeniable at the moment. He's beaten everyone. He gave Usyk. You know, it was down to the last round for me. I think Usyk nicked it, got the last round, and won the fight. And you know, you saw what Usyk did to Joshua. So it's you know, I think look, that fight has to happen. That fight has to happen.
Great stuff. Well, really appreciate your time. Very best wishes in the rest of your recovery from the dreaded COVID.
Cheers, buddy.
And let's catch up again soon.
Cheers, Danny. Have a good one, man.
And you, mate. Take care.
Cheers, mate. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.